What is up, internet? It's your boy Tinku, and today we're gonna be doing a subscriber requested video. He's like, "Hey man, check out this manga. Tell me what you think." And I'm like, "I've already been reading it, and it's on the list, so I decided to just go ahead and do it now because this manga definitely deserves an anime." So before we started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like those videos, watch those videos, and keep commenting down in the comments below. I appreciate it, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, we're talking about, of course, the manga that's its name is the Unfavorable Job Appraiser is actually the strongest, and so it's actually a really good manga. It had me captivated from the beginning, and I really think it should deserve an anime. In fact, it should just get licensed so I could actually buy official volumes of it. It's a light novel. There's about 30 chapters or so in the manga. I think there's probably a little bit more, but it really should become an anime because it's really great. It revolves around our main character, Ein. And in his world, there's two goddesses, the goddess of light and the goddess of darkness. And the goddess of light bestows upon you a skill, the goddess of light bestows upon you a job, and the goddess of darkness gives you a skill. Well, he got stuck with no skills, basically, and his job is appraiser. And because his job's appraiser and he has no fighting skills, the only thing he can do is appraise things. So he wants to be an adventurer, and he tags along with his group because he can appraise stuff on the corpses and harvest the materials from it to whatever he's going to sell for most, because that's what he can do. And they treat him like garbage, of course, because they call it a useless job, and they think that he should be all thankful for them for letting him come along and basically be their luggage carrier, and they treat him like crap and they beat him and stuff like that. Well, he is left behind to die because they get put in a situation in a dungeon to where they're not going to escape. So they literally cast paralyze on him to leave him there as fodder so they can escape. And he's about to die. He fights back a little bit against these hellhound looking things. And he's just comes to a big pit and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to die anyways. I'm going to go out on my own terms," and jumps. And then he wakes up and he's fine. He's perfectly okay. He basically finds out, he uses his appraisal and finds out that he found Yggdrasil. And those of you who knows what Yggdrasil is, that's called the World Tree or Life Tree. And because of Yggdrasil's droplets, he was able to survive because he fell into a pool of Yggdrasil's tears, basically, as they're calling it. And so he thanks Yggdrasil and is like, "Thank you, you saved my life. Gotta get out of here now." And he's, of course, remember, he's at the bottom part of the dungeon. So he goes to leave and immediately gets attacked by S-rank monsters, because you can see their appraisal. See them with his appraisal eyes. He gets saved again, after he gets, knocked out because he gets all tore up, slashed, all kinds of things from these monsters. And he wakes up and he finds that, he was saved again by somebody named Ursula. And Ursula is the guardian of this Yggdrasil. So this Yggdrasil has a name, and her name's Yuri. The spirit of Yggdrasil, they called her. And at her request, Ursula saves, Ein. And she really doesn't like Ein because Yuri seems to have kind of instantly fallen in love with him. And he asks, "Why did you save me? Why have you done all this for me?" And basically Yuri says, "The reason why I did this for you is because you thanked me." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Every time somebody stumbled upon here, they've always broken off one of my branches or trying to take my leaves or doing that because they're very valuable. You can make a lot of money of it. But not you. You simply said thank you and moved on. You treated me with respect because I saved you and all that stuff. And nobody's ever done that for me." And so Yuri's typical waifu bait. And that's the main story. So she decides that she's going to give Ein her power, and he gets something that's called the Goddess Eye. He gets imprinted in him. And then Ursula's going to train him. And so what you find out now, combined with the Goddess Eye, he can copy skills now. So now that he's a praiser and he can see their skills, he can actually copy their skills and learn how to use them. And Ursula's training him how to use them. So he's fine in the bottom of the dungeon, and he's doing his training and learning all his S+ skills because he's copying them and is able to train him because of Ursula. He actually becomes really OP and strong, which is good. So it makes sense. That's why I like that balance. And so the main plot of the actual manga is there's more than one Yggdrasil. The story was Yggdrasil was a big tree in the middle of the world, and because of corruption and everything that was happening, Yggdrasil split up in, I think it was 7 different smaller Yggdrasils and dungeons to see, and each one of them has a spirit and a guardian, and Yuri just wants to be able to see her family again. So she's able to go with him because he has her power, basically the goddess eye, and she can transport with him in his eye, and she can project herself or come out whenever she wants and talk to him, interact with people, stuff like that. So he promises her, because she did everything for him, that he will do everything he can to find the other Yggdrasils to reunite her with her sisters. And that's the main plot and story of this whole thing. It's really good. He's going around finding all the other Yggdrasils, finding all the other sisters. It's a kind of harem. It is a harem. So of course, harem stuff happens. But he becomes super BA because of all his powers, and he's able to copy all these skills and learn how to use them, and Ursula's training him the entire time, so it's really cool, and it's a really great story. You find out that one of the Yggdrasils is already dead, so there's a plot point with that, and it's really good. Those adventurers that abandoned him, there's a really good story going along with them, because he doesn't thirst for revenge. He's just like, yeah, whatever, it happened, I'm not gonna, blame you or do anything like that, because he realizes how weak he was, and just he's such a good guy, and he deserves the power that was bestowed upon him because how grateful he was. The interactions with the Yuri is great when some of the other girls and sisters start coming along, and her reactions are super funny. It's great, but the action's there, the fighting's good, the art style I don't mind at all, and the story is there, guys. So I think you guys should give it a read. It should become an anime. Tell me what you guys think. You guys think I'm crazy? Leave in the comments down below on the Twitter, Facebook, Instagrams. And if you like this type of video, guys, I do a ton of manga videos on here. Editor Senpai, I'll toss them up in the corner. And just remember, if you can't trust a fat guy you met on the internet, then who can you trust? And everybody have an awesome day.